Hi, Mermaid Junkies. Good morning. Look who I have with me. It's Oliver. Okay, I'm gonna have to put him in his basket because he's a little bit squirmy this morning. But okay, and I might have to stop this video because I am in my bed. I'm still in my house coat. I threw some mascara on, blush, and some chapstick to do this video, but I'm still in my house coat. I have a crap load of stuff to do today, but there was 2 videos that I really wanted to get out because some of my devout, loyal YouTube followers have been asking me this probably since I did my first video about soulmates and twin flames, and I never really did another video. Oh my Lord, you guys, look at my hair. Anyway, I washed it last night. I have natural curly hair, and so it's like I didn't put any product or anything in it, so it's kind of like all over the place. But anyway, okay, so you know I'm ADD. Okay, so so this video is actually going to be about the I'm gonna shoot 2 videos. Okay, so this video I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the difference between what a soulmate is and what a twin flame is, okay? Now, you guys know that I am very, very open on YouTube. I'm very much an open book, so to speak, okay? And I know that there's a lot of videos on YouTube about soulmates and twin flames. So I'm going to preface a couple of things. I also know that there's people that have claimed to have met their soulmate or met their twin flame, and they've actually done videos about it. But I know that there's not often that some of these spirituality channels will give you an example, like this is explained about what a twin flame and a soulmate is. And that's beautiful and that's great and whatever because you've researched it. But you know, guys, that I'm one person to realize that how often do you listen to a person that has actually had experience in that particular situation, or that has actually had the experience of knowing what it's actually like to be in both different types of relationships, compared to someone that does research? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, I was a victim of this. I'm giving an analogy. Oh, I was a victim of child molestation. Okay, are you going to be more prone to listen to somebody that actually experienced knowing what it's been like to be molested as a child, to know those kind of run the gamuts of emotions, what it's like to have to heal after that process? I mean, you could use that example for anything, right? Recognizing that you would be more prone to listen to someone that actually had the experience with the particular adversity or whatever life experience, okay? And so I think that I would actually love it, to be personally honest, because even though I'm a YouTube creator, I still actually like to go on YouTube, and I don't do it as much as I used to, but I still am very, very quick to look those certain people up that I really actually like their channel, that I feel are very transparent, they're very authentic in their particular creations that they put out, their content that they put out on their channel. But how often I've also found that, I mean, is that the cutest? I mean, really? But how I've often found that there's a lot of people that will get on and talk about stuff, but they never really open up, so to speak. Like they talk about, well, I received a letter from, Mary_Smith in Des Moines, Iowa, I mean, which is cool and everything, but it's like, I don't know you as a person. Like, I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't you want to know people? I mean, I know you guys from the internet, right? I don't know what you do on a daily basis. I really don't know who your mama is and who your daddy is and how many kids you have and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing is, I like to feel like I know people. Like if I'm watching a YouTube channel and I'm watching a content creator and I've been watching them for years, and I start to look and go, you know what? I'm not really getting a lot of like personal experience out of this person. Like they're guarded or something. Like they're just given like an example of this particular subject or that particular subject. I'm speaking basically in my genre, which is spirituality. And I know that there's several really super popular ones on YouTube that have channels, and I think that's great and everything, but it's like I stopped following them because it's like I'm not learning from you. Like I know experience teaches, but like if I'm not really learning from you because you're not really going deep and you're not really diving deep into like your material and showing me experience about who you really are behind giving me this, 10 steps to whatever, or these 5 steps that are going to change your life, like I'm freaking going to go on and swim on over and find somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just going from one thing to the next because you guys know that, like I said, I'm ADD. I have so much to talk about, especially about these videos. And so anyway, so I wanted to make that clear. The other thing I wanted to make clear is how I'm going to explain the soulmate and twin flame is not like how anybody else is going to freaking explain it. Now, people can do a lot of research on it. People can come up with their own desire because everybody's always wanting answers. That's the main thing about a human, is people are collectively, as human beings on planet Earth, are very intrigued and want to know things. It's in our DNA. That's how we are made up as human beings on planet Earth, is that we have a desire to know things. We have a desire to want to understand things in the world, how the world works, what makes the world go around. I mean, no matter how cliche that sounds, you guys, it's so true, right? So there's people always wanting to know answers to these things. And I understand that twin flame and soulmate, that subject can be very, very altering, and people really want to understand that particular, those particular experiences or whatever those life, whatever twin flames and soulmates means, okay, on a spiritual realm. Because there's some people that are just like, yeah, that's cuckoo, weirdo, woohoo stuff, and I don't think it's true or whatever. So I'm going to preface that there's a couple of other channels, because obviously I've done my research, because I don't want to take people's titles. I'm not freaking into that. I'm not going to try to rest on the laurels of another YouTuber that has like millions of subscribers. But I actually know what I'm talking about because I've been in a twin flame relationship for 3 years now. And you guys that first know me, that I came on the scene or whatever, and that's been some of my all-time biggest videos. I will also say this, that even though I'm not doing that, I know that there are other big YouTubers, I have proof from my analytics and things, that that they actually went and because I don't have a lot of videos, you guys. I have a lot of videos, but I don't have a lot of videos that I have a lot of views, okay? Now, if you go onto my channel, you're going to see the first main videos that pop up are soulmate videos, because those have been my biggest contributor to my channel and why I've gotten so many subscribers, right? I still, by no means, I've been doing this over 4 years and don't have that many subscribers. And I've always told you, it's not about the subscribers to me. But the thing that irritated the piss out of me it really did irritate the piss out of me, is that there's one particular big YouTuber that I reached out to, and I would just reach out to him. I'm just going to tell you who it is. It's Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters, okay? I reached out to him because I remember watching him probably 5 years ago is when I had first found him on YouTube. 5 or 6 years ago. I was living in California at the time. I had not had my channel, but the reason that I wanted to do a spirituality channel was not because of him. It was because I had seen, and this sounds weird because this is like no connection whatsoever, is that you guys know who the Graveyard Girl is. Well, I clicked on her channel and she was annoying as hell to me, and plus I could be her mom. That's literally what my age difference is. I'm almost 50 years old, and so Graveyard Girl, which what is her real name in real life? I thought it's not Molly. What is it? You guys probably have heard of her. Anyway, but the reason that I liked her so much is because I originally found her very first videos that she did, which was about ghost hunting and stuff. And I've always, you guys know, well, maybe you don't know, but my favorite place in the whole world is a graveyard. Like, I will literally pack my lunch and go sit at the graveyard. Like, I'll find like the best ones that have the coolest tombstones and like the coolest names, and I will just randomly go there for lunch. Like, I don't go to Starbucks and sit there and have lunch or go to Panera Bread or whatever. Like, I freaking pack my lunch and go sit in a graveyard, like, and just read or paint or whatever. Like, that's just me. Anyway, so when she was telling these stories or whatever, when she first started, this is the videos that I had found. And I was watching all of her first videos and I'm like, holy crap, this girl has a lot of followers, you know, subscribers. Like, YouTube was kind of semi-new. Like, I only had ever went on it, like, you know, I'm a mom raising 4 kids at the time. Not at the time, but when YouTube was coming up, right? I wasn't on there making content or anything. But then I saw Infinite Waters, and I thought that was a cool name. But I started to realize, like, anyway, so I reached out to him at some point because I would always comment on his videos, and I thought that he was really, I liked what he had to say in some of them, but I always felt like he was shielded, like he kind of had his guard up a little bit. And so I just made contact with him and through email. And I said, you know, I think it would be really cool. And it wouldn't even have to be me. I said, why don't you call, like, even contact your friend Teal Swan, you know, the spiritual catalyst. And I said, why don't you guys do a video about twin flames? This is kind of what in a roundabout way, what I said at the email. I said, I think it would be really good to see the female version of that particular, you know, if you're going to do a video about that, the female version of it, because I think it would be really cool to see it from a girl's perspective. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know of any other real big, like, spiritual gurus on YouTube that are really consistent, that are like really dive deep, like Infinite Waters, Teal Swan, and myself. Yeah, I don't have as many subscribers as them, but I'm still probably just as much knowledgeable as they are, or if not more. But I just haven't been on YouTube as long, which is fine. So when I made contact with him, and I wasn't expecting for him to, like, even put me on the video, right? I mean, that would have been cool. But YouTubers are weird like that. They don't want to give up their subscribers, like, because if anything, what if somebody watched our video? What if we did a collab together, right? And I have less than 10,000 followers and he's got 1.5 million, right? Subscribers on YouTube. If people started coming to my channel instead of his, that creates some kind of insecurity, right? And so obviously he's never going to do that. And I get that. That's totally fine. Whatever. I don't care. But a week later, you guys, no doubt, a week later, he skimmed my same subtitle of my YouTube video for Soulmates, which totally pissed me off because I was like, dude, you've got all that. You can't let me have, like, and so I know because, like, the title was the exact same as mine. And I had put that video out earlier. Now, I know he's done a lot of videos, but he hadn't had the exact same title. And mine was starting to pick up a lot of, a lot of traction as far as views and stuff. And I almost got, like, I'm almost up to almost 500,000 views on that one video. The other ones did pretty well too. But I just thought it was kind of lowbrow, like really rude for him to kind of scam on my title, for my YouTube. And because I'm like, dude, I would never freaking do that. And I totally could. I could go and scam on all your titles and subtitle every single one of them and try to steal your subscribers. But that's freaking low character bullshit, and I would never do that. So when someone does it to me, then I'm like, really, dude? Really? That pisses me off, right? I'm going to totally tag him in this video too, because I want him to know that. Like, I know totally what you did, dude. That was totally a piss ass dick move. And I really like him because he, in the beginning, before I ever had a channel, he responded to me through email. He responded through me, to me in that way, I think like 2 times or something. And then I would email him, and then he acts like I don't exist or whatever. Like, I totally get it. You got a lot of freaking emails and stuff, but it's like, you know what? Be devoted to, this became a rant about Ralph Smart and Teal Swan, but like, that's not my intention. Like, I think they're doing beautiful jobs. I mean, I hope they listen to the whole thing, and not be like, oh, well, that's just another hate video or whatever. Like, that's totally not what it is. I'm not threatened by them. I don't feel inferior against them. Like, if anything, I think like I know just as much, if not more than they do, because here's the difference between me and them. And I'm going to totally let you in on another secret, okay? Is that how often these guru spiritual leaders and spiritual teachers, I mean, I'm talking about Marie Forleo, I'm talking about Gabrielle Bernstein, I'm talking about just a lot of these spiritual gurus that have like really big titles under their name, okay? They all get their information from Abraham Hicks. I mean, let's just not think that these gurus came out of nowhere and they're like brilliant beyond belief and they have all the knowledge of the world and they're these elect few. If you actually study Abraham Hicks' teachings, which is, once again, I think this was on my other video about Rhonda, the lady that wrote The Secret, is that they're getting all the accolades for what Abraham is actually teaching. So I just always want to make it very clear, like, I didn't know any of the shit that I know, and especially the stuff that, especially the things that I'm going to tell you about twin flames and soulmates. It might not be the way that you want to hear it, but this is actually, I'm going to tell you the way that Abraham Hicks does through being channeled from Esther, okay? Because Teal Swan and Ralph Smart and Gabrielle Bernstein and all these different guru teachers, myself included, study these spiritual leaders, but they're not channeling Abraham. And if they do, no one knows about it. No one's telling, like, okay, did you channel your spirit, guide or whatever, or whoever it is that you're channeling? Like, Abraham is supposed to be basically the consciousness of God, right? And so anyway, that's another thing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, like, I'm so smart and look at me and pat me on the back because I'm brilliant. I fucking am brilliant, but we're all fucking brilliant. Let me tell you that. Don't ever think that, like, even what I'm fucking saying, if you don't think it's like, that totally doesn't fucking resonate with me, Raquel, like, you're like off in la la land and that's bullshit and I don't believe you about soulmates or twin flames, because I'm going to tell you the way that Abraham has given it and put it out. And if you read any of the books from Esther and Jerry Hicks, if you read anything from Abraham Hicks, or you watch any of the channels on there and Abraham's being channeled through Esther, you're going to know if you've studied things about twin flames and soulmates. You don't just, here's my thing, don't just take, it's like, I know this because I used to be in religion, okay? How many times these gurus take shit and it's like, you didn't fucking know that. You studied Abraham Hicks and that's how you got your information. So why don't you just be cool and dope as fuck and tell us, like, oh, I wrote this book, and yes, I did experience this and all this kind of stuff about, judgment, detox, and all this kind of stuff. But you don't ever fucking tell where your sources came from. I don't like people like that want to use information and material and content. And yeah, you may have studied it like I've fucking studied it, like 20,000+ hours of Abraham. Like, I fucking study it like there's no fucking tomorrow. Like, I literally get down to the bones, nitty-gritty of this bullshit. And so, it's not bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? Is like, just people are so freaking inauthentic, it pisses me the fuck off. And I'm like, I am going to start, and I know that sounds mean, and it sounds like I have a chip on my fucking shoulder, and I do have a chip on my fucking shoulder. You know why? Because I'm tired of people bringing the world these things, and because they have an ego fucking the size of Manhattan, they want to freaking act like they're better than, or they're this, or they're that, or they want to sell this book, or they want to do this because they need to make a living. I totally fucking get it, but don't start losing the value and authenticity of yourself in the process because you want to fucking sell a book or a workbook, or fuck that. I'm just like, you know what? I'll fucking not make a fucking dime. I don't care. I am not going to rest on the laurels of someone else. I am not going to fucking tell all this kind of stuff and try to teach people and act like I'm fucking like way above you guys. Like, I don't do that shit. That is bullshit and it's inauthentic. And, you know, I mean, that's fine and great. If people want to listen to that and people want to just like, I mean, they think that's great and whatever. I mean, that's good. Maybe that's where people are at this teaching moment in their life. I understand that everybody is on a different path and everybody goes through a process at the different times. But it's like, you know what? If I have a fucking problem with some of these gurus, spiritual gurus, that's like do bullshit, sneaky ass things behind the film, behind the camera, and they don't let you know, they're not going to fucking tell anybody that this is what they're doing. Like, you were totally not in alignment, dude, when you did that, when you scammed my title off of my video. It just makes me mad. It's like, I wouldn't fucking do that. Don't do that to me. Like, it's just a little bit of respect. Anyway, it just kind of pissed me off. And so, and then the other thing that really sparked my thing is like, these people selling these books and everything. And it's like, that's Abraham Hicks teachings. Like, that's Abraham Hicks teachings. Why don't you just say like, okay, everything, let me just preface this in this book. Like, you guys, I told you I wrote a children's storybook, right? And now I'm in the process, I'm halfway done with, it's called a Mermaid's Transformational Tale. It's my real story, right? It's a nonfiction. Because I was a mermaid, that's why I have mermaid everything, fucking mermaids in my house. I do mermaids in my Instagram. I call you guys mermaid junkies. That's because I fucking was a mermaid, am a mermaid for legit. That's my job for 36 fucking years. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm something that I'm not. Like, I don't like people that do that. And I guess that's why I'm so heated under the collar, because I've always given people that pass, that free pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's just where they're at right now. Or, oh, I have empathy. And I do fucking have empathy. But don't fucking think that you're going to pull some wool over my fucking eyes and me not fucking say something. Oh, I saw your girlfriend at the Walmart and she's fucking around on you because I saw her making out with a guy from, that's a clerk in the thing. And it wasn't you, dude. So I'm going to fucking call you up and tell you that that's happening if I knew you. Do you know what I mean? I'm just so tired of fake people. I am so freaking tired of it, you guys. Oh my God. You guys, thank you for listening to this rant. But like, oh my God, if I have to see one more fucking thing that's like, really, that's actually not true. Actually, no, that's not true at all. Like, I'm going to fucking tell you about it. So be aware, if I have a problem with you, I'm going to air your fucking dirty laundry if I have a problem with you. Okay? So is that going to alienate me from people? Yeah, sure the hell is, but it ain't changed me yet. And it always has alienated me from people already in my fucking life. I don't have a fucking friend, honest to God, that doesn't have some kind of hidden agenda that I haven't seen yet to date. And you know what? That's why they say it's lonely at the fucking top. Because people don't want to deal most of the time with somebody that's in your fucking face telling you the truth about things that are going on in life. They want to just turn their head and pretend it doesn't exist and say, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved. That's their problem, not mine. That's why I cause so much controversy all the fucking time. Because I'm like, yeah, if you bring me into this bullshit or you say something about me, I'm fucking involved. And I'm going to try to love you through that because I do have some fucking heavy, deep, unconditional love for people. But at the same time, how do you think God deals with people? God, the universe source, deals with people and allows people to accept and receive things. I mean, if there's anything, you guys know that life can treat you sometimes like, oh my God, this is fucking terrible or whatever. Like, God's not allowing that. It's not fucking allowing that shit to happen to you. That's another thing that religion has taught people is like, oh, why? If God loves us so much and God's this and God's that and God's this, then why does he let little kids get raped and murdered and killed? And why is there so much, horrible things and destruction and war and famine going on in the world? It's like, then you fucking don't get the clue that that's not what it's about. It's like, it's the universal laws. Like, things are allowed to happen. It's attraction. It's the law of attraction. Like, you have to study law of attraction to understand what the hell God is, who God is, how it all manifests, and what it really means. Because people fucking go with blinders on. They don't fucking look up stuff and try to understand. Actually, maybe your Bible or your Book of Mormon might not fucking be true. How about that? Maybe you've had blinders on and you think life is a certain way, and you might not want to hear this. Then you can turn my channel off. But I'm just going to tell you like it is. Like, maybe it's an illusion. Maybe you fucking thought something for a long ass time, just like I did, about belief and about religion. And have you ever noticed how fucking miserable people are that are in religion most of the time? It's because they don't understand. It's like because you think that God is doing things to you and he's not. Okay, this became about God and putting the blame on that, but look at the cute baby. This will always make you feel better, won't it? Anyway, so this video is basically going to be about twin flames, but it's also going to be about the way that twin flames actually is, not research that you fucking done. It's going to be about, it's Abraham Hicks' teachings on exactly what it is, okay? So this is not my shit. This is collectively consciousness shit, okay? I'm going to try to explain it the best that I can. If you guys have questions and you haven't clicked off this video, then ask them below and I will try to make another video about it, okay? So yes, I'm not going to go into soulmates a lot because people, for the most part, there's so many fucking videos, you can watch them and just, whatever. And I've done a couple that you'll see on my channel. They're like the first ones that hit the page when you look up my name. But anyway, okay, so we already know what soulmates are. Soulmates, by Abraham Hicks' teachings, okay, is anyone, okay? We all come to the earth in batches, okay? As humans, we come to earth in batches, like groups of people, okay? Everybody in that fucking group that you came to earth with, that we're in this earth walking around, are our soulmates. I know. The Joe Schmo down the street that you've never met in your whole life, that you don't know them from Adam, is your fucking soulmate, okay? That's how it really is. Collectively, as a consciousness, we all came in batches to the earth, okay? We're living in a third dimension. There's a fucking fourth dimension, fifth dimension, whatever. If you want to know about dimensions, go to Teal Swan's channel. She'll tell you all about them. I'm not going to go into detail about that because we don't fucking live in fourth and fifth dimensions. Why do people think that, I need to go to rise to the seventh dimension and I need to meet this caterpillar? Who the fuck cares? We're not in that fucking dimension. Stop living in some other convoluted planet. We're on fucking planet Earth. Live there. Okay? There's a reason why you selectively chose to come to this dimension. That's why. I'm not going to sit there and focus on that. That's dumb. It's dumb to me. Sorry, that's my opinion. I'm allowed. Okay. Twin flames is when you actually meet up, and I've explained this in so many videos. Jeffrey and I basically were living opposite parts of the world, okay? We actually grew up in the same small-ass town, but I never knew Jeffrey my entire life. We were in the same vicinity. We had the same friends, partied with the same people, went to the same parties. But we, twin flames, until you are consciously and spiritually ready with yourself, not ready to meet up with that other person. This is still about us, okay? So we're in our own mind, body, and spirit. So until I was ready to meet up spiritually with my twin flame, Jeffrey, we both collectively as individuals, not collectively, both as individuals, wherever we are in the world, have to be spiritually ready for the other to receive that union, okay? I've explained to you guys that you're never gonna fucking meet up with your twin flame, okay? All this bullshit that people say, well, it's the runner and the chaser and the runner, blah, 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 whatever, okay? We know all that bullshit, but here's the thing. The reason that there's runners and chasers is because people are saying, well, it's because I met my twin flame and they're not ready for me yet. You're not going to fucking meet your twin flame until you're both spiritually at the level that you need to be, that you've accomplished everything in life experience. I keep doing this, don't I? And life experiences until you're both ready individually. I could have been, okay, so this is the thing. I wasn't ready to meet Jeffrey. Jeffrey wasn't ready to meet me. He's living an exact parallel life, but it's disguised in a different way. Go back to my video that says, are you an Ariel or a pirate? Okay? Because that is going to explain to you the mirror imaging that I'm talking about, is that you mirror reflect your twin flame, okay? You mirror reflect everyone in life, basically, but especially with your twin flame, you mirror reflect them, but you actually do it in a disguised type of way. And I talk about the, okay, this is another video I want you guys to look for. Look for the title that's called, just type it in the search for my channel, type in, okay, are you an Ariel or a pirate? And then I want you to type in, the other video that I want you to look at is, are you a giver or a receiver? Look up that video. Now, that's going to explain to you the mirror imaging kind of thing, okay? So basically what was happening is Jeffrey was completely living a parallel life in the sense, okay, so no, Jeffrey was like smoked pot. I mean, that's not probably a big deal, especially my California friends, where it's legal, but like was partying, slept around, had sex with a lot of people. And this is not something bad, because when you love your twin flame, it's an unconditional love. It's a love that God, it's like how God, source, the universe loves us, everybody. That's how you love a twin flame. So it's a connection in our consciousness. It's not only a physical connection, it's a consciousness connection with a twin flame. But anyway, so see, Jeffrey's over here living a parallel life, but he's also experiencing all of these things over here, because this is Jeffrey, okay? He's experiencing all of these different things that are going to actually collectively at the end, when it's time to meet up with me, be exactly what I needed in order for us to make the perfect union. So let me give a for instance, okay? Okay, this is exactly right. So, like I was saying, I was a good girl. I lived in church. I never did anything bad. I never drank a drop of alcohol. I never had sex with anyone before marriage, that kind of thing. I barely kissed someone. Like, I was living this like massively, really super religious life, right? And I was experiencing still all of these different things that I was going to actually need in reference to what Jeffrey was living, but he was getting a different outcome of it. Does this make any sense to you? So he's sitting there having sex with all these women, never giving himself to them emotionally. He's always shut down as far as that goes. I mean, this is a good indicator too for like just a little 411 behind the scenes kind of thing for girls or men that have ever met someone that has issues like that. Majority of the time that people that are either cheaters or people that sleep around a lot, like it could be you guys, you could be the girls that are sleeping around a lot, you like to have sex, you're totally disattached, it either has a lot to do with the fact that, well, Jeffrey actually lost his mother when he was a young boy, and he actually, I think, closed down. Does that make sense? Like closed down, like he was always seeking a mother's love when you lose a mother young like that, right? Well, I actually, on my side over here, was actually becoming the kind of person that was going to be able, as a wife and a twin flame, to give Jeffrey the things that he needed to make him complete and whole. That's what a twin flame does. Now, that's the cool thing about it, is that the universe, you guys are both living such parallel lives. In a sense, they come across with a disguise, because you're thinking, okay, but how's that going to match up? I'm actually super happy that Jeffrey slept around a lot, that he was considered a man whore. And I'm giving you guys a lot of information, but I want you to really understand this topic, okay? Because what happened is I became the kind of person that was exactly what he was looking for all of those years, right? That's why he slept around all the time, because he never wanted to get emotionally attached to someone. Whereas I was getting different experiences in life, but I was that girl that saved myself and didn't want to ever, unless I was married to you, I wasn't going to have sex with you. And I needed an emotional involvement and emotional attachment to somebody if I was going to ever have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it all worked. And so in order for us to work out that twin flame union, that's how it was able to work out, because he was looking for someone like me. That's why he never settled down. That's why he never gave his heart to someone. That's why he was always just like the next girl, the next girl, the next girl, because he wanted somebody that was not a whore, for one thing, even though he was one. Does that make sense? You know how like they always say, well, you want to have fun with him, but you don't want to take him home to mommy, that kind of thing. I should have put in that last video, it was like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I should have put that as the title, but I would have never got any views on it, because it's like, you guys remember, like if you watched it yesterday, oh my God, that's all I said. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just a little side note. But anyway, okay, so I'm just explaining this to you about twin flames in the way that I'm probably not even getting to the technical ways. I'm trying to like layman terms it, because so many times people are talking like maybe there's somebody that's not super spiritual person, they're not like a spiritual catalyst, and they know all the dimensional lingo and you know that representation. So I'm like the girl that's like, let me just tell you how a mermaid talks in the South, that was raised as a country girl, because half the time people don't get that stuff. People are like, three-dimensional. Three-dimensional. Oh, you mean planet Earth. Okay, gotcha. So just say planet Earth, Raquel. Don't say third dimension. We're living in the third dimension. I mean, it's like, don't try to sound smarter than you are, because you like confuse the fuck out of people. And it's like, okay, move on. Like, listen, there's so many people that live the law of attraction. Like, you would be dumbfounded to know like how many people actually live the law of attraction. Oh my God, I'm totally bleeding really bad. I cut myself yesterday when I was taking the chickens out on the fence, and I have like my whole leg is messed up, and I guess I maybe cut it shaving or something. Sorry, it just freaked me out. I'm like seeing blood, like what happened? Because I'm scratching my leg. Anyway, yeah. So see, that's exactly how it works. Is that when Jeffrey was experiencing certain things in his life, I was actually experiencing the polar opposite. Because what happens is that, and Abraham Hicks will explain this to you in her videos, right? Is that when you come to Earth, actually the soul splits in half. And what that means is I am the female version of Jeffrey's male version. Now, that doesn't mean that twin flames can't find another twin flame. I'm not even going to sit there and tell you that I understand that part of it. Like if you're gay or a lesbian or you're a trans, I don't know that. So I wish I could say that I understood that. I've never studied that, so I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't know. I'm sure there's an answer to it, and I'm sure if you look on Abraham Hicks, any kind, look up that thing of like, can you be a twin flame with the same gender? That would be an interesting thing. I'd love it if somebody found that out and then come back and tell me, because that's dope shit, right? But anyway, so the soul actually split in half. And so that's why flames have telepathy. That's why when I met Jeffrey, immediately, like, you're willing to do anything for your twin flame, because it doesn't seem like it's off the wall or like batshit crazy or anything. It's like you will do anything to be with that other person because it's literally the other half of yourself. So I didn't know that I was going to meet my twin flame. That's the other thing, is if you think, oh, I'm going to meet him, I'm going to search him out, and I'm going to find him, and I'm going to look for him, and I'm going to seek him out. I bet he's on this dating site. If you start trying to find your twin flame, you're never going to fucking find him. I'm just telling you right now, it's the law of attraction, and it's the laws of the universe. It's a universal law that you have to have no path of resistance in order to meet your twin flame. Because here's an example. You could have met your twin flame, right? Because I think I saw Jeffrey in high school. I think one time I remember him saying something to me, and I would almost swear that I know that I saw him. And he said something to me at my locker, and I was only in 9th grade at the time, and I'll never forget it. However, you're not going to collide with your twin flame. And if you do, it's not going to stick. Because if you're both not spiritually connected with yourself, like you've connected and you've mated with your soul. Basically, you have to become a mate to your own soul before you will meet a twin flame. That's another thing people don't tell you, is like, well, will I know my soulmate when I see them? Yes, you absolutely will. You will know them, and when you see them and when you see your twin flame, you'll be like, I know you. I can look in your eyes, and I may not know you, like legit know you, like I've seen you at the bank before, but you know them. It's a connection subconsciously. It's a conscious connection. And so, no, you've known them because you've known them in other lifetimes. That's why you know them. Because when you look at them, you know yourself, okay? So, like, for instance, if you haven't mated with your soul and you want to find your twin flame, one could be getting their shit together in AA meeting, and the other one's not ready because they're still out trying to make amends for the 13th step on their process to becoming a soulmate within themselves, right? So they're not going to meet their twin flame because they're on two different realms at that point. But once you both have gotten to the point to where okay, for one thing, if you've mated with your own soul, which I told you I had mated with my own soul, Jeffrey had to mate with his own soul, and there has to be no resistance to meeting your soulmate, your twin flame, okay? Because what happens is, a lot of times you're like, well, I'm ready. What the fuck's taking so long? Where are they? Like, you can never not meet your twin flame. That's the thing. So just know with a surety that you will meet them. The only thing that you have to do, your job is to fucking get in alignment and mate with your own soul. Get your own shit worked out. Figure out what kind of things you need to work out within yourself. Learn to love yourself completely. That's key. When I say mate with your soul, that means you need to learn to love yourself unconditionally, accept yourself unconditionally, think that you are powerful, such as God, okay? You have to be so confident in yourself. But you can't have resistance, because the universe doesn't work that way. The universe only works if there is no resistance, okay? That's how the universe works. So it's going to work that same way with your twin flame. Well, now that Jeffrey and I, like, obviously, you know, through these years we've talked and stuff, the last couple of years we've been together, that everything moves so fast, like rapid pace timeline when you meet your twin flame. Like, we met each other, started dating, like solely dating each other, got engaged, got married. Like, my divorce, as soon as my divorce was final, I got married. Like, you're willing to do whatever it takes to be with your soulmate, and not like this desperate bullcrap, but in a way that's like, I have found the person that I have missed and longed for all of my life. And it's exactly like everything that fucking your other mates or your other husband or your wife or your girlfriend of 17 years, you know, maybe some people have dated like 5 years and it's like, why haven't I wanted to settle down or whatever? Like, when you meet your twin flame, you fucking, all that shit goes out the window. You're not like, oh, I don't want to be tied down, or, oh, I have to worry about, you know, oh, I don't want to worry about, you know, what if I want to see other people? What if I want to meet other people? What if I don't want to be in a marriage after I get married to my twin flame? Like that, none of that stuff happens. It's the subconsciousness that you're so internally connected with this person. It's like they're the yin to your yang. Like, you get each other. You don't have to explain shit. Like, you know how many times I used to have to explain to my ex or this other guy that I had an emotional affair with when I was married, that like explain like side jokes or something. Like, you don't have to, or like something that they didn't like about you. Like my ex, and you guys know this, you've probably seen it on my videos. It's like the one I went on a date with Laura Ingalls Wilder. That was when I was back with my ex. And it's like, he used to forever rip me a new one, like in a subtle kind of way, like gaslight me about how I used to dress. Because I like to dress old fashioned, like Little House on the Prairie and shit. Like, I've liked that since forever I was a kid. Well, your twin flame loves everything that other people would not like about you. Like, oh, she likes to wear dresses all the time. Oh, I talk loud. Oh, I talk a lot. Oh my God, she rambles. Oh my gosh, you're this. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Your twin flame loves everything about you. And you know why? Because you're the fucking same soul. That's exactly why. They dig that shit. And the other thing is because you recognize those things from a past lifetime. Because, well, you guys might not believe it, but if you're watching my videos, most likely you believe in reincarnation, which I totally do, is that I believe that Jeffrey and I, we've been together many times, right? And people will always say that too, and it's true, because there's stories and instances that like are collectively in you guys' minds that a twin flame would only understand that. Like, I remember there was this one time when I was first meeting up with Jeffrey and stuff, right? And like, I knew that he had already died. Like, I remember his death, and I remember what I was wearing, and it had to be, I think it was pretty much in the 1800s. And yeah, it was in the 1800s, and we had a little girl, and she, you know, I see her in the vision. I know where she was, and Jeffrey was you know, he not worked, but he was in the war, and was it the Soviet Union? I can't remember, but I only know his uniform. I remember seeing it. And he was shot, and I was on the porch, and I was sweeping the porch, and we lived like, he must have been away for war for a long time, and I had this little girl. We only had one child, but there was goats and stuff, and we had this little cabin or whatever, and I was wearing this black Victorian dress, like day dress. And to this day, like, if you guys have seen on my Instagram, Raquel Margaret Carter, if you want to go there, but I painted that exact picture of everything that Jeffrey and I used to wear before we reincarnated. And so this was in our 1800s, because we both talked about, we remember being on the like, we remember both instances. The one where I was in the cabin and I dressed old-fashioned, and he loves when I dress old-fashioned. Like, he thinks it's so beautiful and he loves it. That's when you know your twin flame is like dope, is like, you guys are like this, you know? And then, anyway, so another instance was us walking along the beach. And he told me that was one of the first things he said to me as a friend on Facebook so many years ago. This was like over 4 years ago, before I had ever really even known him. He just, as a friend, because he was on my fan page, right? He had said to me in a message one time, do you believe in soulmates? And I was like, oh my God, I totally do, right? Well, nothing ever was said about after that or anything. He never said anything. He didn't flirt with me or anything. He just wanted to know if I fucking believed in soulmates. And I'm just like, and then later on, I asked him about that. And it was like 2 years later, when I had moved to Florida and I was living with my parents. Oh my God, this is 51 fucking minutes. When I moved to my parents, I had never met him. I think I had talked to him on the phone maybe a few times from Facebook or whatever. And like I told you guys, the timeline of this is I had already known, I didn't tell my ex, but I was getting a flight to leave because I was going to leave the marriage. I had already done all this, but everybody was in the dark. I didn't say anything to anybody because I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to be kept from leaving. I didn't want to be kept from wanting to get out, because I'd been wanting to get out for 5 years at that point. And so I just had to finally just make the move. Like, I just had to do it, you know? And so, anyway, so my whole point is that Jeffrey even said to me 2 other times, he's like, you said you believe in soulmates, right? And I was like, yeah, I totally do. He goes, and I had never met him, didn't know him, didn't even know he lived in Tampa, Florida. I didn't know he was fucking from Brooksville, where I grew up. I didn't know anything about him. Nothing, nada. I didn't know his name, didn't know his family, nothing. Okay? And so then he says, oh yeah, I've seen me and you walking along the beach, holding hands together in old-fashioned clothes. Well, that's exactly a fucking vision that I had. I didn't know the face of my soulmate. I didn't know who the hell it was, but I had those dreams for years. And I just never told anybody because people would think I'm freaking psycho, you know, like, especially people that don't believe in soulmates and twin flames. They'd be like, okay, Raquel, let's check her into the, you know, the padded room. But anyway, and I don't know if I'm going to leave this hanging. I guess you guys, listen, it's like 54 minutes. I probably should already make it go an hour. It's going to take me like so long to render this video. And I hope that you guys stuck with it. And I know that I rambled and stuff, but I just want you guys to always come to my channel and know that, like, I'm like open as shit. I'm honest. I'm going to tell you what I really think. You know, you can hurt my feelings, but then you're not going to fucking hurt my feelings. Like, you can bring me to my knees because you can make me upset, and then you cannot make me upset. I'm a walking contradiction. I care so much about what you think about me, and then I don't give a rat's ass what you think about me. So if that makes any sense, I hope that helped you with the twin flames. Tell me if I missed something, because I'm thinking that I probably did, because I start rambling and I fucking forget. I don't keep a notepad. I don't keep a little dartboard that says, now I need to talk about this bullet point, and now I forgot to talk about this bullet. I have tried that so many fucking times, you guys, and I freaking lose my shit. Like, it's annoying as hell. And I lose my train of thought. It's not as organic and authentic if I'm using notes. Now, there might come a time that, like, if I'm having to put out content and somebody's paying me the big bucks or something, but if not, then fucking fast forward my video if you don't, you know, if you don't want to hear all my rambling, that kind of thing. So I just want you to know that I love you guys so much. Thank you for always sticking by me, especially you guys that have been like #1 subscribers, that, like, you always fucking say something to me, you always comment, and I love you so much for it. I don't want you to ever think that I don't notice you, that I don't read every fucking thing you say, that I don't go and, like, scan on your Instagram profiles and your Facebook. Like, I see you. I know you're there, and I love you very much. And thank you for supporting me. You know, thank you for just always relentlessly coming back and watching my videos and giving me a like. Oliver, do you want to say goodbye? Ollie, come here, Bubby. Come here, Bubby. Okay, he's not going to do it. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that I love you. Thank you so much for hanging in there. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. If you want to subscribe to my channel, just click the button below. And if you want notifications when I am putting out new video and content, I'm trying to do better, you guys. I'm trying to put out several a week. And also, if you want to follow me on social media, it's Raquel Margaret Carter. That was the rabbit that moved the camera, sorry. And if you want to follow me, like I said, on Instagram, it's Raquel Margaret Carter. I'll put a link to that thing because that's my happy place. YouTube and Instagram are my happy place. So if you want to find out what I'm doing, that's where I stay mostly most of the time if I'm not working my ass off behind the scenes, because I'm always trying to like write blog posts. And my mothership is raquelcarter.com. Raquel, R-A-Q-U-E-L, raquelcarter.com. That's my blog. And so if you go to those two places, you're going to find me. That's where I live, eat, and breathe, okay? So as always, like I said, I'm yours until my next swim. I love you. Ciao.